Okay, so today with us is Anand Thakar, and he's a cyclist and he has cycled for long miles at the age of what is your age right now? So can you give
Age,
your
age.
brief
Should I disclose
introduction?
my age? I'm 58.
Yeah. So can you give your brief introduction?
Okay, so friends, good afternoon, all of you. I'm Anand Thakkar. I'm from Pune and, also worked in Mumbai for a long period of 15 years. And but currently I'm in Rajasthan because since 5 years, my family home is Bits Pilani, Rajasthan, as my son is doing PhD here. So I'm standing right next to a very nice mustard farm, sarso or
Yeah,
mori in Marathi. We use it all the time in our spices. So
right.
I'm on a ride about 30 kilometer off my home near Bits Pilani, Rajasthan, which is 250 kilometer north of Jaipur. So that's where I am right now. So on my introduction part, I'm a mechanical engineer and having worked in multiple roles and responsibilities across manufacturing industries and then engineering design, CAD/CAM, IT. And since last 8 to 10 years, I'm also working more closely with e-learning content development. And of course, since 7 8 years, I have kind of developed on my hobby of cycling. So I've done many rides, solo rides across India. That's
Okay.
all.
Yeah. So what exactly motivated you to do cycling?
Well, I always loved cycling in my school days, but never ventured into much adventure cycling, barring a couple of tours across ahead of Katraj Ghats in Pune, etc., while I was in the 8th class. But later on, while I was in Europe for 2 years, that was way back in 2005 and 6, I decided to restart cycling. And then after coming back in India in 2007, I continued on that to the extent that for a year, I didn't use any scooter, motorcycle or a car and was using only my cycle. Later on, for family purposes, I bought motor vehicles, I mean automobile vehicles, but primarily since then, for my personal mode of transport, I have maintained as cycle, and that gives you good fitness. I've realized that it increases your stamina overall, and I benefited a lot in terms of the cardiac strength, and hence I love cycling.
So what are the other sports that you love?
Well, I have always loved table tennis, basketball, football, also cricket. But cricket is is what everybody plays. So and more of gully cricket, of course.
Yeah.
So I never played, say, to the level of inter-schools or interstate, etc. But I always loved these sports as well. Occasionally, I still play table tennis.
Okay. So what is your work routine these days?
Well, work routine right now, if you ask me, since last couple of years, especially during and after pandemic,
Yeah.
a little bit of online work that I used to do in terms of the e-learning content development projects, etc. That reduced. And anyway, I was focusing more on my hobby, which is pretty time consuming if I go on long rides.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's mainly that. A little bit work I do, primarily currently in terms of the physical presence or the offline work, if you say. Post pandemic, I've been engaged into delivering guest lectures in engineering colleges, and I've been doing that since last many years actually, whenever I get time. But now, between the two terms of a college, I mean the semesters of a college, I go across different colleges in Maharashtra, engineering colleges, and deliver guest lectures on different technical topics, and also inspire students to to get more out of the box, and I kind of motivate them to develop more skills, extracurricular skills, and how they can get jobs quickly, etc. That's what I do.
Okay. Great. So what do you do to relax yourself?
Well, cycling actually is I do for relaxation only. I mean, that's an exercise. It's a recreation. It's a relaxation. I don't speed up. I normally do an average speed of about 15 to 20 kilometers an hour. I don't take part in any racing events. And my idea of cycling is, just go around in nature, out of the cities, and enjoy life in villages, and enjoy other mountainous areas, and that itself is very relaxing. So
Yeah.
more time I would like to spend in the nature, learn about it, be an environmentalist. And what I aim is, it's not only me doing cycling. Since last 5 years, I've been kind of writing a few articles to inspire more people to restart cycling and maintain it as a habit for their city use and also for the recreational and relaxation use. That's what I would say.
Okay. So what does your diet include?
My diet, usually, I've anyway not been a very foodie guy. Uh, because right since school days I have been having a few perennial problems, you know uh, related to digestion, etc. uh, so of course they have been under more control since I started cycling, for let's say, and spending more time in cycling. But still, I especially on long rides or like a day ride I am out today, I eat more fruits, and all these things like carrots, mooli, and all the seasonal things what you get across all dhabas, and especially in North India, where I have spent more time in last 5 6 years. Half the time I am in the north actually, because of my son's education, and since we have a home in Pilani. So the milk and lassi, curd, etc. You get everywhere in north.
Yeah.
So I maintain very simple diet, just a plain dal, roti, rice you get mostly, and then milk, lassi, curd, and fruits, and as I said, the seasonal things like tomatoes, carrots, and mooli, etc. I completely avoid spicy food and all the masala, and something which can give you more pains.
Yeah. So exactly at what age you started cycling? Like apart from going to cycle to
I
the school.
restarted. I restarted cycling majorly while I was in Europe. That was when I was about 42, and I realized that although I wasn't overweight, I didn't have any specific health problems apart from some minor ones. But of course, I had a back pain problem because of my height, and so I restarted. But even that was a slow beginning because you catch up with a lot of inertia as you age up.
Yeah.
So it took about a couple of weeks for me to kind of get onto a regular cycling, because it used to pain my lower back sometimes. But then it vanished. Uh, Especially जैसे कि हम स्कूल में छलांग लगाते हैं साइकिल के ऊपर चलते चलते. So that's something which pained me a lot, and I was into that habit. So naturally, even at the age of 42, suddenly I started doing that, and fell down a couple of times, and I realized that it's the inertia which has taken over. But then after 2 3 weeks, it reduced, and so I restarted, and I started seeing benefits. My back pain reduced in about 6 months time, but then I was not doing very long distance there. Could be about 30 40 kilometers at a stretch. But back in India, again, I used to do only city cycling between 2007 to 15. And 2015, till then I was using the non-gear, the usual school time bike. After 15, I started using the geared bike, and then ventured out of the Pune for long rides. And then that has been my passion.
So who is your role model in sports or like outside as well?
Well, I think there are many role model sports persons in India and abroad. Coming to think of football, of course, just a couple of days back, we lost the legend, uh, Pele sir, and I think I've also seen his film as well, Legend of Pele, or some name like that. I forget the name, film names. That was very inspiring. Of course, back in India, of course, Sachin Tendulkar sir is also one of the greatest inspiration to all of us, and also there is a film on him. Apart from him, of course, you have Prakash Padukone, and you have Leander Paes, and many others. Maybe I'm forgetting names right now. But across tennis, football, cricket, I love all these stars.
So can you tell us about a few of your achievements?
Yes, and just before that, on your last question, I forgot this. There are so many cycling legends as well. And in my school days, I remember the Balsara Promise toothpaste sponsored. There has been this, Mumbai to Pune uphill cycle race, which they used to finish in about just barely 4 hours, 4.5 hours. And names like Kamlakar Jhende and Ashok Khade and all these, they have been real legends actually on cycling. Oh, sorry. What was your next question?
So your achievements till now.
Okay. So my achievements related to sports and cycling or overall?
Yeah, you can tell overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. On the professional side, of course, I probably today I feel I could have done much more than what I did or achieved professionally in whatever fields I worked on. But then my outlook for life has been that I always, worked on what I liked. Whether it gave me money or not, I never really bothered. But then I have also taken a toll on that. Maybe my family also took a toll on that because, you can't go ahead many years like that. So most of my initial years went like that. I changed a number of fields just for my passion, just for the love of those areas, those roles, etc. Uh, but overall, I'm quite happy having gone through multiple areas and not just sticking to one job, one role, or one company. So after being a mechanical engineer and my journey through even the IT companies has been fairly good. On the sports and cycling side, again, if I would have uh, focused in one sport right from school or college days, that could also have been nice, but maybe it didn't happen. I couldn't spend equal time on studies and also the sports. I never actually liked studies much. Um, but then sometimes I feel that I should have, I would have been a very good sportsman in a competitive way as well. But then nevertheless, I never regret on anything. So that's what beyond 40s, I realized that, okay, cycling can be one area which I love, which doesn't need a lot of paraphernalia. You don't need to spend a lot of money on that unless you get into competitive sports. Cycling on one side can be a very, very expensive sport as well. Those who get into competitive cycling, even in later years in life, as in racing, etc. So a racer cycle itself is costing not less than 3-4 lakhs. Okay, a good cycle actually costs more, 5-6 lakhs, 8 lakh,
Yeah.
10 lakhs also, and it's very expensive that way to maintain in that sport. But I realized that, okay, why? And of course, when I started in a long distance way, I was already let's say 50 plus. So I kept a kind of I closed my doors on the competitive cycling deliberately, and did it more as a passion to restore my health and to inspire others. So I took upon myself that also as uh, should we say a personal CSR. So cycling, I felt, can be my personal CSR, as in corporate social responsibility, as companies do it. So why can't I inspire more people to tell them the benefits of what you can get, mental
Yeah.
and physical health benefits of that. And I did that. So across my small YouTube channel, whenever I go on rides, I publish 3-4 minute clips, and many friends and people not knowing me or have also voiced that, oh, that's really lovely, and we also feel you should just jump on bike and restart.
Yeah.
I think that's what is more winning for me than winning any medal or a competitive game.
Yeah. Right. So, did you need to make any sacrifice while you were doing this cycling?
Oh, sacrifices has been yes. I mean, at home, of course, there is always a big fight with family because I've been doing a solo cycling, and of course, everybody is worried that
Yeah.
I do solo, and what happens if something goes wrong, etc.
Mhm.
Although I do take a lot of due care, but yes, there are risks. Cyclists are not respected, especially on highways, and so there have been challenges there. And uh, sometimes, I mean, luckily, I never had any kind of a theft or a mugging challenge on the highway. Although some places in North India have even gone till late night, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock at night, but never did any night rides per se, as in cycle throughout the night. I avoided that. But then, luckily for me, God's grace, I was never mugged. There were no incidences like that. No challenges on that. But yes, during your ride, you have a cycle breakdown, some major breakdowns like a tire flat, not just puncture, but tire giving way, and then there is no place nearby. Luckily, these incidences happened during the day. But then I walked about 10-15 kilometers like that, taking the bicycle just on walk across the villages as well to find a proper shop and get things repaired. So that's all. Nothing other than that.
Okay. So, what do you think, according to you, that the cycling has changed in you and in your life?
I think
What positive
the
changes are there?
benefits, as in for physical health, are immense. But more so, I think I would emphasize on the mental benefits. It brings you back your stamina. It brings you back your enthusiasm. I think enthusiasm is the only thing a mind needs to do anything in life. Okay, at whatever age you are. And we see there are a lot of senior age personalities we see, okay, who may not be physically fit, but they are mentally fit and they enjoy doing what they do, and they have immense enthusiasm and energy like that, okay, to do to keep doing what they love to do. I think that's the crux of the matter, okay, and especially after the kind of retirement or a semi-retirement age. uh, I think what you need is to maintain your enthusiasm, and uh, else if negativity grips you, अरे क्या अभी क्या करने का, सब हो गया, सब हमने जी लिया, तो you know you anyway can't control your expiry date, okay.
Yeah.
So till you expire or till God picks you up, the best is keep happy, keep yourself happy, keep others happy, bring joy in others lives. And I think if all of us can do that, I think that's better. That's
Yeah.
So I think I've realized that this happens now. For me, I made it happen via cycling. Somebody may make it happen via walking, jogging, or
Yeah.
swimming,
Right.
or some other areas like music. But definitely physical activity or a solo activity definitely helps you better, because you are not shadowed by what somebody else says or what somebody else has an opinion of your what you should do or you should not.
Right.
Solo activity that way is you control your driver, you are driving, you keep charge of that, and don't get overshadowed by what the society or what someone else in family or friends have to say about it.
Right. So the last question, that what message you want to give to young generation?
Well, young generation, I think just keep a habit of not looking at your age, and continue with a lot of recreation and sports, yoga, and whatever sport you like. And especially as let me emphasize, sorry if I'm repeating, but any solo activity, whether it is arts, whether it is painting, whether it is music, whether it is sculpting, anything what you do physically, or you are physically involved. Like in cycling, what I've attempted doing is namasmaran. So while on long rides, while at a stretch, let's say 1 or 2 hours without break, when I cycle, I keep chanting name. Okay. And that has immense benefits, because it's kind of attempting to keep your mind blank, and then you don't think of anything else. Your subconscious is not thinking, at least you feel so. If you religiously, or as in good bhakti, or let's say devotion, you take some name, and okay, if you're an atheist, then fine, you may not take the god's name, but you take your mom's name, or you chant your dad's name or uncle's name or whatever, okay, or any guru's name. That's what. But that helps you. So while you're doing something physically, you also chant, and keep your mind blank for long periods of time, and then that's more refreshing, actually. That's more relaxing.
Yeah. So thank you so much for giving your precious time. And
I think I sometimes I elaborated more, but hope it fit
I
in your
think
time.
we
Or
need it. Yeah. So thank you
yeah,
so
so
much for giving your time and for
yeah,
this
okay. I mean,
interview.
thanks Shivangi for reaching me out for your project and interview like this. And
Yeah.
I wish you all a very happy New Year, and keep up with your physical activities, relaxation, and make exercise as your recreation and relaxation, than in terms of calculating in your apps, and trying to all the time find out and live life in an Excel sheet.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See you.